Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. I'm glad that you're here today because we're looking at what is blocking money from your life. We're going to take a look at certain mindset that you may have, which is active in blocking the flow of money, and we will see what you can do to change that accordingly. You can choose from 3 different piles today, which are pile 1, Tiger's Eye, and the card Duality. Pile 2, Black Tourmaline, and the card Trust. This banana keeps moving, I don't know why. It might have to do something with the reading, we'll see. And we have pile 3, Jade, with the card Leadership. So take your time to choose your pile, guys, and when you have chosen, I'll see you there. Welcome, pile 1, to your reading. You have chosen the Tiger's Eye and the card Duality, which has bananas on it. And the first notion that I'm getting with the card is that you guys probably have this love and hate relationship with money. You feel like you need money to survive, to buy something that's necessary for just, let's say, an average quality of your life, but at the same time, you in a way hate money. You feel like people become rotten when they gain or achieve a bigger number of money, when they have wealth. It's like people become worse if they are richer. And exactly this type of mindset that money is evil, that money changes people, is the thing that is actively stopping you from having more money. Because if you believe that money is evil and that it will change you for the worse, and you are a genuine and a nice person, you will want to stay that way, and by all means, you will as well unconsciously decide that you don't need more money, because if you had more money, you will become a bad person. So this duality, this black and white approach to money is actually what's causing you problems here, because money is just a tool. It's like a knife. You can use the knife for cutting. Let's say you need to cut bread in order to feed yourself or your family, but you can also use a knife to kill somebody. The knife is only a tool. We decide how we're going to use it, for good or bad. Same goes with money. Money is just a tool, and how we use it and how we acquire it as well makes a difference. So money will only show us who we are. It will not change us. It will show what's already inside of us. Same goes with the knife. If I'm somebody who cares for other people, I will use the knife to cut food and feed everyone. But if I'm, let's say, a killer, I will use the knife to kill somebody. So the knife didn't change me. It only showed the world who I truly am. Same goes with money. And this is not so uncommon. Just to say, pile 1, this is maybe one of the most common beliefs about money, at least here where I'm come from. People always envy other people for having money, but have this deeply seated belief that money is the root of all evil. And they are struggling because they crave money so badly, and at the same time, they hate it as much as they crave for it. So I feel like for a lot of you here, there's definitely an issue, a trauma related to money that needs to be healed. And once you do that, I feel like money will start flowing more easily to your life. And I feel like you will be more satisfied. You will feel a lot better when you are using your money. Okay, this is what I'm getting. But let's clarify this. What is blocking money from your life? Pile 1. What do we need to know? Yeah, we have 10 of Swords, ruin. So maybe somebody was ruined with money. Maybe you had a situation where there was a person who had a lot of money, a lot of power, and they used it to maybe ruin you or your family or somebody who was close to you. And do bear in mind, Pal 1, that this may not have happened in this life. If you are open to spirituality and past lives, this might as well happened in a previous lifetime, okay? So if this is not known to you from this life, but it resonates at some level, I feel like it can connect to a past life. Let's see what else. What's blocking money? We have the Six of Swords signs. So again, the swords. I feel there's a lot of mental energy, a lot of harshness, a lot of cruelty that is connected to this topic when you, Pal 1, think about money. And like I already said, I don't feel you look at money in a positive light, and this is one of the main reasons why you have a problem with it. This is your bad guy. Money is your villain. And because you villainize money, it doesn't do any good to you. It actually makes your life worse. And I feel like you could approach this differently, but I feel like you are way too scarred. I see this heart that has been punctured with 6 swords here, which tells me that there's no way that you feel like you can gain from having more money. Your view of it is entirely black, bad, pessimistic. And I feel like until you transform this view of money, you will have a certain problem with it. And it will always be a problem for you and people around you, the closest people around you. What else? We have the Knight of Swords, which is the King of Swords in this deck, and it says the Game Master. But I'm getting heavily vibes of gambling. Maybe somebody ruined their family by gambling. Maybe somebody bet on something, maybe horses or football or whatever. But that's only one piece of the story. Again, the swords. I feel like there's a lot of resentment here. Somebody had a lot of power, somebody who was very influential, and they were moving all the pieces on this chessboard, and they found a way to make you suffer, to make you pay. Again, if it's not in this life, definitely it is something from a past life that needs to be resolved, because the karma of it is quite heavily weighing on you in this life, Pal 1. I do have to say that. And I feel like you resent this person, and you have basically made money the villain, but money was just a tool. The person who did this is, in a way, the villain. You get my point. Let's pull some more. What is blocking money from your life, Pal 1? We have the Prince of Discs, the Day Trader. This is the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional deck. And we have the Five of Cups, which is disappointment, yeah. So, I do feel like you were the one that was very fair. You were the one that was always doing the necessary work. You were somebody who was dedicated, somebody who is always persistent, and things always turn out bad for you. And if you've ever wondered why, this is why, okay? If you wish to change this, you will need to work on this mindset, how you view money. Because it's like you are a slave to the money. You don't want it, but you have to have it. And you're working for it and trading your time, trading your energy for it, but you resent it at the same time. And no wonder you're disappointed. No wonder you can't break open from from the frames that you are currently in. Because the frame you're operating within has this notion of money is evil. People who have money are bad. And no matter how hard you try, you will sabotage yourself from having more money because you don't want to become the villain. And until you are able to exclude the person from the tool, you will not make more money. You will not allow more money in your life until you start to believe that some people who have money are bad and some people are good. Or maybe believe that money doesn't change you, money just shows you who you are. Until you start believing more of those types of beliefs, I feel like it's going to be a lot of struggling for you. So this is definitely something that you need to work on, pile one. Let's pull some advice for you. What would be the advice for pile one? We have Garnet. Ignite your passion. And Celestite, soothe your soul. Yeah, so definitely I feel like there's a lot of anger towards money that can be used for your passion, for building your own business, for improving your career, for reaching better results. But until you find a way to make peace with people who may have used money in the wrong way and to not judge money for it, I feel like you will have a problem. And because it says here, soothe your soul, I feel the third time I have to say that for a lot of you from pile one, this stems from your past life. And it's just reappearing and showing itself again in this life. Okay? So if you need help with that, you can always contact me or anybody else who does this type of work, who can help you with changing your beliefs, who can go with you through the coaching process and make the needed change. Okay? So this is not something that will be changed overnight, but with certain techniques, it is possible to rip out the source situation that made you believe all of this. And because we can rip out the source, the whole belief system and mindset will start to melt. And you can then apply a different mindset to your life. Okay, guys, it's not unsolvable by any means. It's quite common and people go through this quite regularly, but it's something that you will need to work on. It's not going to be, oh, today I'm waking up and this is not true for me anymore. It's going to require a certain type of work and dedication in order to change it. My dear pile one, this was your reading. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. You can always leave me a comment. And of course, subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see more videos like this. I hope that I see you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this black tourmaline crystal and the card Trust, which tells me right off the bat that either somebody scammed you for money or there was somebody who let you down tremendously and money had to do with the situation some way. And I feel like because your trust was broken, now you are faced with a resolution whether to invest some money or maybe go into a partnership where you will have to either share the money or maybe attribute to the business in some way, and you have a problem with it because of the broken trust. And I feel like you might be projecting onto this new person, but it doesn't have to be for all of you. Maybe your trust issues are valid. Maybe you have definitely red flags, because this is a general reading. There could be all sorts of people here. So I just want to stress out that maybe the person you want to deal with at the moment does require additional testing to see whether they're trustworthy or not. But what is blocking your money to enter in your life more freely is precisely the lack of trust. Because when we get hurt in life, a lot of us start to generalize. Just because one person hurt me, it means that everybody else is the same. So we start to generalize and project the same situation to other people. And because we do this, we actually get ourselves in a lot of trouble. We complicate our lives to the extreme because of it, okay? So unless you can really know for a fact that some people are trustworthy and others are not, and that you can in a way discern which ones are trustworthy, unless you can do that, it's going to be hard for you to trust and invest and collaborate with somebody when money is concerned. And this is what I feel is your problem, because the next step for you, in order for your finances to grow and for more money to come into your life, you need to enter into some sort of collaboration. And because of lack of trust, it's very hard for you. And I feel like you are passing on an opportunity which can bring you a lot of abundance. And if you decide not to go through with it, I feel like you will stop yourself from receiving that beautiful abundance that wants to come in. But let's clarify this a bit more, shall we? What's blocking money from pile one's life? We have the Tower, yeah. So there was definitely a crumbling. Somebody did something that really betrayed your trust, something that maybe financially had a great impact on your life. Maybe you had to rebuild something from the ground up. It was definitely not a comfortable situation. Let's say that the least, okay? It was definitely something shocking, something that you didn't expect. And it was probably done by a person that was very close to you, which made the disappointment and the pain even more severe. And because of it, now you have trust issues when money is concerned. And like I said, you have all valid points why you shouldn't trust somebody. But as soon as we start generalizing and putting the same expectation on all people, we're not doing anybody any service. We're actually pushing away potential partners who could actually be a good fit for us, who could actually be dedicated and trustworthy and could make beautiful results with us in collaboration. But we will be declining it because of our lack of trust. And this, what I feel, is the problem for you. How to? Let's see what else. We have the Four of Swords, truce. Yeah, it's like you have come to a point where your life is in a way steady. It's under control. I feel like that's the better word to describe it. It's under control. And you know that if anything goes south, this state will be disturbed. And you are very cautious about your next move forward because you don't want instability. It took you a long, long time from this Tower to this Four of Swords. It took you a lot of energy, a lot of resources to be able to pull yourself together again. And now you are very cautious about whether you should start something new because it might end up with the Tower again. And like I said, I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, this level of cautiousness talks to me in words of betrayal from somebody from the past. And now I'm just expecting everybody else to do the same, which is not fair, to say the least. It's not fair to judge other person on somebody else's actions. You should judge the person by their actions. So I feel like this needs to be changed. You need to find a way to trust people again. And maybe this might not be the chance that you should take. Maybe it should be the next one. But I feel since the issue has risen up, it's something that is ready for you to transform and actually form better bonds, better partnerships, and better connections based on trust. Let's see what else. We have, yeah, the Five of Wands, strife. I feel like you are expecting to argue with people because money is involved. It's like money to you means arguing, means conflict. It means strife. And there is no easy way to put it. And this is why you value this Four of Swords, this truth that you have currently built in your life. You are tired from all the fighting and everything you put in to rebuild this tower. And you feel like you don't need more complications. You're fed up with it. But at the same time, I see you really having to work on this because you will reach the top of how much money can you allow in your life. And unless you start trusting people again, you won't see that amount increasing. Okay, you won't see more money flowing into your life than you already have. What else? Yeah, the Seven of Swords. You always think that people will betray you in the end. Like they have a secret agenda. And because you approach things with that notion, no wonder you don't trust people. Okay, it's no wonder. And we'll take one more. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles, failure. And this is your expectation in the end. So if I do this, I will be in conflict because this person will have a secret agenda and I will fail again. I will be ruined. I will be back at the tower where I left off. And this is the problem. This is your expectation. And because it is your expectation, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because we as people are not aware how much our expectations are creating our experiences, how much they are manifesting our situations and reality we live in. This needs to change. You need to be able to envision a different scenario for you. Because in this one, you never win. You either fail or you stay stuck where you're currently at. And I feel like neither of the two options are acceptable for you, Pile 2. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this reading today. And if you want to improve your life money-wise, you need to change this expectation. You need to learn to trust again. Okay, let's see some advice for you, Pile 2. Let's see some advice. Appetite. Get out of your comfort zone. Exactly. Your comfort zone has become this truce. So I have control here. I know what can go wrong. I know I'm prepared for this. But trust is totally out of your comfort zone. So if you want to allow more money, you need to find a way to step out of that comfort zone, to see what is blocking you to grow. And we've already seen it. It's trust. You need to find a way to trust again, and that will change everything. And we have citrine, bring in the light. Exactly. Everything here is so dark. Even the stone, black tourmaline, which usually protects us, it protects us from the dark, from bad intentions, from black magic, etc. So we need more life. We need citrine, and I will put it in your reading because I feel like it's needed here. And citrine is one of my favorite stones when it comes to material abundance and success. I use it often. And I feel like a lot of you, if you want a bit of help here with the situation, maybe you could go and get citrine. Maybe you can go get it as a pendant, maybe a ring, or you can just wear it in your purse, in your wallet. You can take some smaller piece. Sorry guys, you can take some smaller piece. It doesn't have to be this big, okay? and carry it around with the intention to allow more abundance and success in your life. And I feel it's going to brighten up all of this darkness here, okay? I definitely feel it's going to be a good thing for you. Anyway, pile 2, this was your reading. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. You can always leave me a comment. And of course, subscribe if you haven't. And I hope that I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Welcome, pile 3, to your reading. You have chosen the Jade Crystal and the card Leadership, which tells me immediately what's blocking money from your life. And that is, you are not aware that money works differently in different surroundings. Let me give you an example. The way that you view money and how business works when you're an employee is totally different than the way you see that money works and the business that works when you work as somebody in a leadership role. Because you have different status, you see things differently, you understand things differently. When you're an employee, you may not understand certain protocols and why they are in place. You don't understand why the salary is as such, or why there are no benefits, or if there are benefits, why there are precisely those benefits. And if you are in other position, like higher status, something of a leadership role, you view things entirely different. And I feel like a lot of you have a problem with managers, with bosses, with entrepreneurship, because you feel like those people either are bad or they just don't just care about their employees, that they are just here to enslave you, use you as cheap labor, etc. So I feel like this is definitely blocking you. And it's totally reasonable if you haven't been in this shoes, a leadership role. It's definitely reasonable why you don't understand this thing. You know, you can never really understand somebody's position unless you were in their shoes. And I feel like same goes for you here, pile 3, because I just feel that there needs to be a more understanding. Like, you need to get other person's point of view that will definitely change your money mindset, because you will have that understanding. But let's dive deeper into this to see what is blocking your money mindset, pile 3. What do we need to know here? We have the Tower, okay? Such a strong card to begin with. We have the Chariot, wow, 2 major arcanas. We have the 5 of Swords, Sorrow. We have the 8 of Cups, Indolence. And we have the High Priestess. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you from pile 3 work in a major corporation, which you find unsatisfactory, which you find like it's not adequate for you, and you feel like you're underappreciated, you feel like you're not paid enough, like you don't have respect. And by all means, pile 3, if you work for I will not say the word shitty, I guess I said it. If you work for a shitty company, then by all means, you can change your job. You don't have to go through that treatment. However, I feel like because you don't understand why certain parameters and procedures are set in place, you tend to villainize and look at things more pessimistically than you might look at them if you had a different position. And I know that I've tried to explain this earlier, but let's say you find yourself in a leadership position. Let's say you have a team of 30 people. Ask yourself, what would be important for you in order for business to run smoothly? What would you focus on? What would be your priorities? What would be things that can be postponed for later? Think about it. Oh, sorry guys, this is 3 of Swords, not the 5 of Swords. I don't know why I said 5. Now I see it's 3. So ask yourself, if I was in a leadership position, what would be my goal? How would I approach things? And bear in mind, you have 30 people beneath you, which all have different characters, all have different needs and wants, and you have a job to fulfill. How would you go about it? And maybe some of you will realize just by answering this question that some of the things that are bothering you at the moment are irrelevant. Maybe others of you will need more time and more experience to get to that conclusion, which is totally fine. But I feel like you need to get a taste of what it means to be in the other person's shoes. Because right now you feel like this is the worst thing ever, and you feel like your situation is something that cannot get worse. But I will tell you, Pile 3, for my own rich personal experience, by being in all different shoes, in all different positions, employees have small problems. Leadership roles have big problems. And this is not to diminish anybody else's situation or problem that you may have, especially if you're working with people. If you provide a service, it is extremely hard. But I will definitely say you don't know the responsibility of a leader until you've been in their shoes and know what they have to organize on a daily basis in order for business to run smoothly. And as somebody who is now an entrepreneur and was previously an employee, and I worked with people, I still worked with people, it is my main business, providing services. I know what it means to be in each and every role. And I would say none of them were easy, but I would definitely say as an employee, when you go home and you leave your work, you're done for the day. But not if you're in a leadership role. That is an entirely different thing. So I'm just trying to bring to your awareness that things that you may consider to be, I don't know, awful now in your situation, if you were in a different situation, you would have maybe bigger problems, and maybe you would even want to be back in these shoes because it was simpler, because you had a fixed set of problems that you had to deal with. Whereas in the leadership role, you have an unlimited amount of problems that may arise that you have to deal with, okay? So this is something that I wanted to bring to your attention, because I feel like you resent people who are in a way bosses or managers or leaders. You resent them. You think that they got it all easy, that they don't work a lot, that they just have fun, which is definitely not the case. There might be a few examples of people who can do that, but I promise you, not a single person who is serious about the work they are doing are going to spend their time being lazy and not caring about their business. The easy thing is to build the job, build the company, even though that's not easy at all. But the hard part is to maintain it successfully. Okay, so this is the part that you guys don't quite understand, but I feel like you will get the gist of it soon. And by all means, if you do wish to change your job, if you feel awful at it, go change your job. You don't have to put up with nonsense, with disrespect. That's not in any type of situation acceptable. You can find a different employer that will treat you properly. But definitely don't approach things with the notion that all managers or bosses are bad. Because any employer would then be bad to you because you expect them to be bad. And it doesn't have to be like that. Let's see what else. Let's see some advice for you, Pile 3. What do you need to hear? We have fluorite. Find peace within. Exactly. Exactly. If you are somebody who wants to become a leader yourself, you need to find peace with the notion that these people are not bad. But if you wish to stay an employee and have no interest in starting an entrepreneurship or something else in that regard, as well, you need to find peace within yourself that not all employers are bad, because they're not. With that attitude, you will have problems everywhere. Literally everywhere. You will be the problem, not the employer. Let's see what else. Lepidolite, recall your dreams. Exactly. I feel like some of you definitely had the dream to have your own business, to be a leader, to manage something that you created on your own. And because you've had such lousy experiences, you may have given up on your dreams. And I feel like this reading is here to remind you that you just don't have the necessary understanding, especially with the High Priestess here. You don't have the necessary understanding of what it takes for this type of business to run smoothly. And this is why you have a problem here. And because you don't understand, you judge. And because you judge, you block yourself from growth, from more money that can flow into your life. And until you make peace with yourself and those positions that are higher in status, you won't allow more money in your life, Pile 3. Go back to your dreams and see how you can make them a reality. My dear Pile 3, this was your reading. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. You can leave a comment and of course subscribe if you haven't. And if you like this type of videos, you can always come back, and I'll hope that I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.